What is up, y'all? How's it going? How's it going? Hey. What's the good word out there in Twitchville today? We're going to unbox and play Dark Venture today, which is a like weird fantasy post-apocalyptic adventure game, kind of. It's got like a choose your own adventure sort of vibe to some of the stuff, and some other weird stuff going on. I'm pretty excited about it. I've heard very mixed things about the actual game. In fact, the guy that sent this to me, basically, I covered shipping, and he sent it to me because he disliked it enough that he just didn't want it anymore. So, let's say my expectations are tempered, but I'm still very excited about it. The art and the vibe and stuff is like directly up my street. So, without much further ado, let's check it out. So this is the expansion, which adds like crafting and other stuff. I don't know. Put that to the side for the time being, and let's crack into the main game here. So I should have got should have grabbed myself a little pen knife or something, I guess. But that's fine. I bet we'll be able to get into it. Well, maybe. There we go. So, before we bust open the box here, let's take a look at the back. This is Dark Venture. 1-4 players, ages 12 plus, 60 to 90 minutes. Dive into the darkness. Construct a twisting narrative while exploring a dystopian future with a unique hero completing quests to win the game. Cool. So you can play this cooperatively or competitively. I've kind of heard that co-op is the way because the competitive mode, basically there's just so much luck and randomness that it's hard to actually be a competitive game. So again, I'm just gonna show the art on the box here again because the art in this game is incredible. So what do we got in the box here? Setup reference, nice. We've got some boards for the cards. This is your quest point track. That's like the victory points in the game. And then this is the timer for the game. I think the long game is 12 turns. So, this stuff off here. Then we've got a bunch of punch boards. These are standees for all the different characters. A cool a thing about this game, whether you like it or not, is all the characters. So your main hero character is going to have like a player board and a bunch of cards and stats and stuff, and every other character that you meet is going to have the same stuff. So they're going to have their own standee, they're going to have their own player board, which is cool, but then also possibly makes it a little fiddly, setting all that stuff up. Then we've got looks like life counters, little like, I don't know, clue counters or something. Oh, someone is blowing me up here. Sorry, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, so then we've got more counters, and I think you can use these little tokens instead of the standees, just if you want. A little bit easier to keep track of stacks of them and stuff, I guess. And then all the standees and the counters have little numbers on the backs of them, so like once you kill this guy, his corpse stays there. and you can put the number 19 on it, and then that'll identify the stack of like items and stuff that are his, I think. Then we've got player boards, and they're I don't know if it picks up on camera, but they're nicely recessed. So you put cubes in here to track all your stats and stuff, and they've got little recessed slots, which is always nice when you're dealing with all these little cubes and stuff, so they don't get jostled around. Also got follower dashboards, so I guess if you have NPCs following you around, this is for their stats and stuff. And then these appear to be, I mean, I'm guessing that these are bosses, right? Yeah, Prime Evil, the Ancient Horror, Cardrut, the Ancient of Magic, the Ancient of Nature, the Ancient of Time. Apparently you can win these guys' favor. Have 3 of these locations in play as part of the map. The Ancient of War. Win his favor by having 4 characters of different factions in play on the map. Have your character kill any 2 characters. Alright, I don't know. Maybe these are gods that you can... They don't have stats and stuff, so I guess they're too powerful for you to actually kill. But again, look at the art and stuff in this game. It's so entirely right up my alley. Like this weird fantasy kind of vibe. Love that stuff. So put those right there. Then we've got a variety of cubes. We've got dice. Check out the dice here. The dice are actually really cool. So the skull's a 1, and then the numbers have these really nice, cool-looking engraved sides on them. Very nice. And we got some baggies. Got some standees, or stands for the standees, I guess. And then got a whole bunch of cards here. We'll dig into the cards a little while later. Here's a rules clarifications card. Seems handy. And then, one of the really cool things about this game is you've got these books. So, this is the rule book, right? And I've actually heard the rule book's not the best, but again, we'll get into all that. And then you've got books A, the location and action book A and B. And they've all got, so like there's one set of location cards, but depending on if you're using book A or B, you know, like location 4 will have this paragraph. And when you go there, you read this and it opens up, you know, like a unique action you can take in the action book. And all of that stuff is different in books A and B. And I'm pretty sure that the, I thought this expansion came with another one, but I'm not actually sure that that's true. I thought it did, but I'm not gonna swear that it does. And sorry, give me a second here. Getting texts. So yeah, the fact that there's multiples of these is super cool. Just because this is where sort of the choose your own adventure vibe comes in, and you can alternate back and forth, and that's going to give you a lot of replayability because you're not running into the exact same things over and over again. Ooh, also you got little quick reference guides on the back. That's nice. Tell you what you can do on a turn. And then we've got this little deck of, I guess, side quests. So that's cool. So that is everything that's in the box. Let me get the box out of the way here. Got a nice little insert. And I do really like the fact that this is in such a small box. A lot of games like this would be in a giant, Gloomhaven size box. Let me get this still on camera here. Alright, so let's look at the cards. Crack them open here. I don't know which one we should open first, so we'll just open one and see how it goes. Maybe we'll be able to open one. Come on. See, I've heard mainly that this game is fiddly and that the rulebook is sketchy, right? Which is fine. I'm hoping that the vibe and the theme will carry it along because it looks so cool. I've got to believe that this game is going to be as cool as it looks. Come on. This is one of those card packs that just doesn't want to open here. There we go. There we go. Well, maybe. It's got a little pull tab on it, but it doesn't actually want to work for me, so we're doing it the hard way. Come on, man. This is riveting content, I know, watching me struggle to open a pack of cards. There we go. So one of the cool things mechanically about this game is that everything you do in the game is cards out of your hand, right? So the locations that you explore are going to be cards that you have in your hand, and then you play them to the board to expand the map. Any characters that you run into are going to be cards in your hand, and then you play them onto the map, you know, in a location that you can get to or whatever. So we'll just sort of flip through some of these cards real quick. So this is a hero. This is one of the characters you can play as. You can also run into other heroes on the map. We got the Plant Man, Haglor the Ghostly, and they all have items that they start with, special powers. This is all their stats along the side, and like factions that they belong to and all kinds of stuff. Wester the Bold, Bilkid the Strong. Use any one-handed weapon in 2 hands for an additional 2 attack bonus. Eggman Elite Warrior. Falkid the Ageless Child. So this is a follower. He's going to be an NPC that you can have on your side. Gargand. Orpal Wanderer. So this guy's an aggressive monster, I guess, that you're going to run into. Darvin the Sour. Oh, the art and stuff in this is so cool. We got a Sarkav Wolf. Dane the Dirt Twin and Rain the Dirt Twin. These darn Dirt Twins. Rorgon Krull. All damage it takes is reduced by 3. Once per battle, attack gains plus 2d6 damage. Jeez. It's a chonky boy. Dread Mortis. Cosmic Resonance. At the start of battle, roll 2d6. The highest die becomes the attack bonus of this creature. The lowest die becomes the creature's armor bonus. Awesome. This stuff is awesome. Dead the Fierce is a hero you can be. So cool. Alright, so those are all character cards. And then I guess these are item cards. Metal Shield, Swamp Cleaver, Hammer of the Burnlands, sure. Solar Staff, Ghost Sword, Prism Sword, Marvin's Stabber. So just give you an idea of the super cool, just kind of thematic stuff. The Temporal Beacon gives you future sight. Dimensional Jewel, Golden Bow, the Barking Stick, sure. Bunch of swords, health potions, all that kind of stuff. So, let's open up the other pack. Is the tab on this one going to work? It worked. So, the Prime Ancients. Oh, so the Prime Ancients must be those guys. It's an optional expansion. It is said that eons ago, humankind communed with deities who, hidden from them, influenced the very current of existence. Now, after the cataclysm, these beings of power beyond comprehension have revealed themselves to a chosen few. Oh, cool. So this is an optional expansion where you get to choose one of these guys at the beginning. They go face down next to your board, and once you win their favor, they flip up and give you a divine power, which is like a powerful thing that you can do once in the game. That's cool. Why not? Following rule clarification applies to all game modes of Dark Venture. Some rules clarifications, sure, why not? These little cards you can use for setting up attributes for like NPCs and monsters and stuff, so you don't have to get a whole like board out for them. Then we've got heroic quests. There's a whole deck of these, and the game basically is you trying to get quest points. Those are your victory points, right? So this heroic quest is a noble pact. You have met another like you, a hero of valor who is fighting for a cause. You decide that for now, you will aid them. Help another player's hero fulfill one of their heroic quests, defeat an enemy, or give another player's hero an item that is directly related to fulfilling one of their heroic quests to gain 5 quest points. Sure. Royal Plunder, Rampaging Warlord. There's all kinds of stuff in here. All kinds of fun thematic stuff. Close the Abyss, a dimensional portal that has been discovered nearby. Got to go find that and close that up. All kinds of cool stuff in there. Then, let me see. We got some more items here. So that's the item deck. A Bitter Blood Tonic. Gives you +5 base health permanently, but you lose 10 hit points. And then these are the deck of location cards. You're always going to start at this one, the Crossroads. And then you're going to draw these into your hand and build the map with them. And then when you place one of these on the map, you read the paragraph of the blue number here. And if they have a hex thing, that is an action that you can take at that location. So you read that too, and then it'll give you like, a little choose your own adventure sort of thing, which is super cool, in my humble opinion. And then I believe the last thing in the box is this deck of side quests. So let's crack that open here. And this is just more stuff you do as you are trying to complete your heroic quest. You will be also completing side quests to get all-important quest points. I think that's all these, right? Yep. So stop the aggression, defeat an aggressive enemy in combat, gain 1 quest point. I like that here. There we go. Trade 1 item with another character. Probably discard that in solo play. What's that in the distance? Play a location card. Pick up an item dropped by a character that you don't control. Enter a location with water in it. Enter a location that has only 1 path into it. Equip a 2-handed weapon and keep it equipped for 2 rounds. Have your hero get knocked unconscious. Gain a follower that is a horse. So yeah, just all kinds of stuff. Little kind of sub objectives that you can get into. So I'll tell you what, let's punch this stuff out, and then we'll go through the rule book, and we're going to play this dang game, because it sounds, to me, very cool. Punching out bits. Have any of you guys in chat played this game before? I mean, I haven't. I'm literally punching it out. I'm not sure how available this game is, but again, I looked into new and shrink copy of it from a guy, which I am very thankful for. It looks like exactly the kind of nonsense that I'm going to be into. So we should probably separate these guys up into like monsters and heroes and stuff, but that's a thing for later as we're sorting stuff rather than now as we're punching stuff. So there's all our standees. Just put them in a bowl for now, I guess. And again, in case you couldn't tell from my flashing stuff by, one of the main appeals of this game is just the vibe and the art of everything, like the world that it builds, the stories it's going to tell. It's got a real kind of like gamma world, sort of post-apocalyptic / weird fantasy kind of vibe, and I'm all the way here for it. Hey, the Gore, welcome in. How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, we'll see how the actual game is, but vibe-wise, I'm here for it, you know? Punching out bits. I would have to imagine it's, you know, it's going to be a very random adventure game where you're in it more for the story than actual, like, crunchy, strategic kind of decisions. But that is 100% what I would expect from something that looks like this, you know? I would imagine that this will sit comfortably next to my copy of Dungeon Degenerates, for example. And I think these little magnifying glass things are one of the actions you can take on your turn is search a location for items or whatever. I think you can only search each place once, so once you have searched there, you put a thing there. I don't know what these triple symbols are for, but presumably we'll be able to figure that out eventually. Alright, so I think that's all the life tokens. Drop those in a bowl here. And these little green tokens and blue tokens you use to modify or to show your attack and defense strength on your player board, I believe. So you don't have to keep referencing your cards and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know what these little triple ones are for. They're numbered 1 through 8, so presumably the rulebook will elucidate whatever they're for. All right. Guess that's probably a turn tracker, round tracker, whatever. And I do like that they give you tokens for all the characters also. So you can choose whether you want to use standees or tokens. It's a nice touch. I think we're going to play as the robot guy because he looks cool. So we'll keep his tokens out. And it looks like there's 2 of each That way you can, 2 of each hero at least. That way you can use one on the map and one on the score track, I would guess. Just as a guess. But it would make sense. And we'll probably get a maybe a little play note thing to sort these guys into, sort them out by hero, NPC, monster, etc. Alright, so that is all the bits punched out. Throw stuff into bowls here, and then we'll grab the rulebook and do some learning. Figure out how to play this thing real quick. I've got a pretty good idea so far of how to play because I watched a playthrough video. But you know, we'll get the details down, and then we'll get into it. What do you say? If any of y'all want to see anything closer up or anything, feel free to ask. I know my camera isn't the most detail-oriented camera possible. All right. So, here's our rulebook. Blah, 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 blah. When looking back, a catastrophic event like the one that changed our world must have been inevitable. But on that day, it was certainly not expected. The first wave of the cataclysm hit quickly, transforming most living creatures in some way. Many were killed instantly. A short time later, another wave struck, altering all life once again. Our reality has been distorted in ways we never could have imagined. Learned warlocks who studied the cataclysm discovered that our land had been encircled by restrained primordial forces they refer to as arcane magics. In the distant past, these magics had been readily accessible, but a curse later held them at bay, keeping them damned and building for millennia. Somehow the curse was broken, and it is this, they write, that unleashed the great change upon our land. We heroes have become the new rulers of the earth. We live with the repercussions of events that spun civilization backwards, while propelling the remaining inhabitants forward along various inconceivable and diverse refractions of space and time. We venture into darkness and uncertainty, moving among the ruins of progress. The world has unquestionably become a peculiar and merciless place. Explore it with us as we struggle to survive. Cool. You gotta love that good flavor text, you know? The object of Dark Venture is to send one's hero on a journey to complete perilous quests. These quests are fulfilled by traveling a map that is built while interacting with other characters. The player whose hero gathers the most quest points by completing quests over 12 game rounds wins a game. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so it's talking about setting up your hero. So you've got a number up here. This symbol here is what faction a character belongs to. I'm guessing this robot is part of the robot faction. I don't know where the faction reference is, but I would have to imagine there is a faction reference somewhere. Maybe it's in one of the lore books. There we go. Yeah. Oh, he's part of the Warlock faction. Sure, why not? Then underneath your faction, you've got your stats, base health, what items you start with, what your special powers are, Each character may have one item equipped to their head, one to the body, and one jewel may be equipped. All weapon-holding characters have two hands that can each hold a one-handed item, or both hands can be used to hold a two-handed item. If an item requires an attribute score to wield in one hand, the necessary score can include the stat bonus of that item. All characters may hold a maximum of 8 items, equipped or in their inventory. To reduce inventory, a hero or follower may drop an item by placing a numbered item token onto the character's current location and a corresponding token onto the item card. So our base attributes here are power, which is your combat strength, basically, speed, which you use to calculate first strike in battle, mind, which is your intellect, basically, and then luck, and then that's your starting health, or your maximum health, rather. Each hero must earn as many quest points as they can. The first player shuffles their heroic and side quest decks, places the decks face down, draws 3 heroic quests, and chooses one. Then they draw 3 side quests. So we're going to have 3 heroic quests and 1 heroic quest and 3 side quests, basically. You can trade 3 side quests for a heroic quest. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose to discard a side quest to draw a new one, or they may draw an additional side quest if they have less than 3. Sure. Blah, 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 blah. Each player draws 1 character card, 1 location card, and 2 item cards into their starting hand. You can have a maximum of 5 cards in hand. Once you're at your hand limit, you have to discard item cards. When you draw new cards, basically. There are 3 phases of a player's turn. Once all players have completed their turns, the game round ends. Phase 1, card draw. You can draw 1 card from the item, character, or location deck. Phase 2, actions. Each player has 3 action points they can use to do things. Easy enough. Phase 3, check quest points. And that's all you do on your turn. You draw a card, you do 3 actions, you see if you completed any quests. At the beginning of your turn, if you have less than your max health, you gain 2 health. Then we're on to the actions you can do on your turn, and that's pretty much all the rules in the game. Hey, we got a hydrate in chat. Cheers, buddy. Ah, tasty. Refreshing, crisp water. All right. During their turn, players may spend 1 of their 3 action points on 1 of 8 main actions. You can play a location for 1 action point. Has to be positioned adjacent to the location that your character is in. A map card cannot be placed if it closes off the last open map entrance or overlaps another location card. When a location is played, review the number in the blue circle and follow the rules for that location as described in the locations guide. For 1 action point, you may move 1 location. A hero or follower entering a location with a green numbered hex for the first time will trigger an action described in the action guide. You may play a character from your hand into a location adjacent to your current location. And that's going to be how you get monsters and other heroes and stuff on the board. You can trade or give items to other players. A trade is 1 item for 1 item. Basically, you can trade with your followers and stuff. You can engage in combat for 1 AP if you are in a place where there's something to fight. You can pick up an item. It costs nothing to drop an item onto the map, but a player's hero or follower must spend 1 AP to pick something up that has been dropped. You can search a location. You can blah, 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 blah. Spend 1 AP to score 8 or more on a roll of 1d6 plus your mind. If you succeed, you draw an item card. Once you do that and successfully do that in a place, you put a search token on it, because each place can be searched once. Easy enough. You can equip an item. Weapon and armor cards that are in a player's hand can be played into their hero's or follower's inventory at no AP cost, but 1 AP must be spent to equip with either a weapon or armor. Objects in a player's hand can also be played into a player-controlled character's inventory at no AP cost, but 1 AP must be spent to use them. Weapons and armor cards that are in a player's hand. 1 AP must be spent to equip a weapon or armor. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. We'll revisit the rules for like aggressive characters and followers and stuff whenever those things happen. Yeah, that's basically the rules. Combat. First, you determine who's going to attack first by adding your speed to a 2d6 roll and comparing that to the same roll for your opponent. And then you roll attack, which is your power, plus 2d6 plus your attack bonus, and then you subtract their defense score from it, basically. Excuse me. Yeah, so looks pretty straightforward. We are going to be playing with the official Dungeon Dive solo variant, which was designed by the guy that runs the Dungeon Dive YouTube channel, but it was adopted by the designer of the game as an official variant. Which basically is just going to let you draw and play more cards, so the map is more populated in a solo game. So at the beginning of the game, we draw 4 heroic quests and keep 2. Instead of drawing 1 location character item card, you draw 2 cards. Each card must be drawn from a different deck. On each round during Phase 2, 1 location and 1 character may be played at no AP cost. You can draw a character, location, or item card for 1 AP, and your hand size is 7 instead of 5. So it just lets you see more cards, play more stuff onto the map, etc., etc. Seems like a solid variant. So that is the rules for the game. I guess we're just going to jump into it and play a solo game. How's that sound to y'all? And we will play the long game, just 12 rounds. We're trying to get up to 30 points by the end of it. Why not? But I tell you what, before we get into the game, let's open up the expansion and look into it. I'm not going to play with the expansion stuff just because I want to see the base game first. But we've got it here. We might as well open it, right? It's the Vile Invaders expansion. Adds 70 new cards, explore an exotic island, a crashed spacecraft, and a raging waterfall with all new heroes. Collect resources to craft and upgrade items. Battle against enemies like the shapeless Bo Merc and the devious Eggman Wizard. Complete a new set of heroic quests. Defeat the invaders and venture even further into the darkness. Sounds like it's just, more cards and stuff. But more cards and stuff is exactly what a game like this wants, right? So let's check it out. Alright, so got the Vile Invaders Guide. It does have more stuff. So these are the rules for like crafting stuff. These are expansion locations. Expansion actions. So these are always going to be the same, the actions and stuff, which is a little bit of a shame. Like, it would have been really cool if there were 2 of these, but it seems cool anyway. But yeah, so I guess if you get number 32 from the expansion, you grab this book. Oh yeah, and it's got a different symbol on it. Sure, why not? A whole new deck of cards. New side quests. Collect 3 resources. And then, presumably, you got new character sandies, new tokens. There's a boat, apparently. Yeah. There's some kind of cursed horse. Why not? Cool. That all seems cool. That will probably be for the next time we play this game. Because we're just going to play the base game. It looks like there's enough stuff in the base game. So yeah, I guess I'm going to shuffle up some decks, and then we'll get into it, you know? So we will need our various cubes here. And Devious Eggman Wizard is my spirit animal. Yeah, the egg faction in this is really funny. Like, I don't know what's going on with them. Hopefully there's some cool flavor text for these guys. But here's an Eggman soldier for you. They've got weird egg armor. It's just, it's really cool thematically, that's all. Everything about this game is just cool thematically, basically. Hopefully, it's also fun to play. And also, I never did find out what these things are for. Oh, actually, you know what? I know what these are for. This is for if one of these things gets boosted above... Like, these defense things only go up to 4, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if it gets above that, you can use one of these. That makes sense. Okay, we figured it out. So, we are going to play as Dead the Fierce. He starts with a longbow and a survival knife. So let's find that stuff real quick. Longbow and a survival knife. All the hero or character specific stuff has little symbols on it, and so make it a little bit easier to find. Guess we're just going to shuffle these things up here. And we probably will play without the Prime Ancients, just, you know, just one less thing to have to worry about. So what do y'all think out there? You think this game looks neat? It does seem like there will be a lot of searching through this deck, which could be potentially annoying. But we'll see. See how it plays out. Alright, so I am going to go to the BRB screen real quick, and I'm going to zoom my camera out some and get the play area set up here. So give me just a couple of seconds here, and when we come back, we'll be ready to jump into this here.